Thuna said he doesn't have the votes to pass the act or to upend the filibuster or the 50 votes needed to pass the budget resolution the House passed last week, which includes the voter ID law. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Singer Carly Simon has revealed she has Parkinson's disease.
The 83-year-old said she was diagnosed after her mobility continued to worsen following replacement surgeries on her knees and one hip. She also revealed she battled basal cell carcinoma, a form of skin cancer on her face, amid her Parkinson's treatment, saying in part the cancer was removed, but the surgery affected my appearance and made me more self-conscious about being seen in public. Simon assured fans she's not stopped living and not stopped working. She has written a new album titled Comes in Waves, her first since 2008. It's out August 14th. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
Social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate will remain in jail in Florida for at least 2 more weeks as they await their next extradition hearing. The brothers are accused of rape and sex trafficking in the United Kingdom. They've become one of the world's most polarizing social media personalities with their promotion of wealth, male dominance, and misogyny. And their move to Romania in 2016, they were arrested there in 2022, accused of participating in schemes to lure women for sexual exploitation. That case has not moved forward because of legal and procedural problems. I'm Lisa Lacera. This is Fox News.
Stalled vehicle is on the left shoulder on I-10 eastbound between Rangeline Road and I-65. And we have a bit of slowing at the Bankhead Tunnel west on Highway 98. From I-10 to Government, it's a 3-minute drive. Eastbound on the Bayway from I-65 to the Eastern Shore, it's a 23-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
And now, live from Mobile, Alabama, as the stomach churns, starring Uncle Henry, coming to you through Electro Voice microphone. Joining Henry will be callers, emailers, radio and internet listeners. So without further ado, in the style of that great country music legend Minnie Pearl, here's Henry.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very, very much. Dadgummit, stand by. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to stop the commercial break from playing that is not supposed to be playing. And I did. All right, there. All right. Oh, you're going to look. Shelby Mitchell of 95 KFJ is in the studio. Doesn't want to be on camera or whatever, but she was going to try to help me. Shelby, you don't understand. This software is different. It's different, and it's consternation. This dadgum software.
Kick it.
I would kick it. You know what? I'd kick this if I could. If the software was something that was actually in a box or something and I could kick it, I would. But it's contained in the computer, and if I kicked the computer, it wouldn't harm the computer. It would harm me, and the software would still exist like a ghost or somewhere in the system. So I'm screwed. All right, well, anyway, here we are. Uncle Henry Show underway. I think I'm broadcasting here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Plenty to talk about on the Uncle Henry Show, as is usual. The world is nuts. Just so many things are nuts we can talk about on planet Earth right now. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Before I talk about any topics or issues or current events or any of that garbage, just a little bit on the weekend. I hope you had a nice weekend. I had trying to think of the best way to describe it. I had a very sweaty weekend. Just as sweaty a weekend as I can have. I ended up going down to Orange Beach, to the Wharf Amphitheater in Orange Beach, 3 nights in a row. Thursday night for Turnpike Troubadours and Mobile's own Muscadine Bloodline. That was wonderful. Went down there and sweat for that. And I didn't mind a lot because such wonderful people involved. I got to see some wonderful people down there. But then Friday night, if you are a regular listener, you'll know that I was here live doing the Uncle Henry Show. But my wife wanted to go to a concert at the Wharf in Orange Beach, a rock and roll concert from a group called Creed. And I don't know how to explain Creed to you. I'm going to try here in a moment. But my wife wanted to go to this concert, so I did the Uncle Henry Show on a Friday with all that Friday traffic, then picked up the wife and made our way through Baldwin County down to the Wharf in Orange Beach. We arrived at the Creed concert. I guess it was right before they hit the stage. So I got there after a day of work, got there about 9 o'clock at night to see this concert. Now, this is not my cup of tea, this kind of music, this rock and roll music. It's not wholesome like the country music where people are singing about falling in love and falling out of love, and I can't do this because I'm still remembering you and all that kind of stuff. It's not like that, the rock and roll. In fact, one of the groups that opened up for Creed was named Hinder, because I guess that's what they're about, hindering. They're about hindering good, I guess. What else would it mean, Shelby?
I don't really know.
All right, good. Hinder. Anyway, so, yes, let me find that microphone. Yes.
Does it work?
Yes.
Did you know that, did you see the Mammoth group? Did you enjoy the second group? And do you know who that is, the lead singer of Mammoth?
I don't remember a Mammoth.
Yeah, they were there.
I don't know
you
anything about that. You
must have been just sweating your brain out.
I just said I got there at 9 o'clock.
The lead singer is Eddie Van Halen's son. He was incredible.
What is that supposed to mean?
He was incredible.
Well, good. Well, good for him that everybody's incredible at something that I don't appreciate.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you for that. Mammoth. All right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Hinder wasn't there. Maybe they were replaced by something called a Mammoth. But anyway, the Creed concert. So my wife loves the Creed, and she was enjoying this. And let me tell you, listener, this music, I could tell that they knew how to play their instruments, but it just, the sound of it, the guy that was playing the bass, it sounded like a chainsaw in a wash tub is what it sounded like. It sounded like somebody running a chainsaw inside of a wash tub, some type of big metal tub. It sounded like it was like over an hour of this. And the body heat, it was just forget the regular heat, the heat of all the weirdos that were there. There's so many weird people there. And just I wonder if weird people have an even higher body temp, like a degree or something higher, because they were giving off just really intense heat off these people. The weirdest thing about this concert, though, the reason I'm even bringing this up, aside from the near heat stroke, the guy that sings for Creed, I didn't realize this. He decided like 3 times in the middle of the concert to stop performing to witness. This guy was witnessing for the Lord. Now, I don't know how that went. I don't know how the crowd felt about that. Every now and again there was a cheer or something like that, but it was a very unusual place. I'm in favor of dropping the witness in anywhere you can, but it was so. I mean, they're playing stuff and it's real hard and it sounds like somebody's using a chainsaw on a metal building or something like that. And then they stop the song and the guy says, he actually said, recently I heard a pastor say something really interesting. And then he went into what the pastor told him. It was just one of the weirdest rock concerts you could ever imagine. And I've seen lots of horrible rock concerts because I monitored them during my career, especially at WABB. One of the worst ever, since I'm thinking of bad concerts, One of the worst I ever saw was a concert. It was REO Speedwagon with Survivor and Zebra as the opening acts for the concert. Each band was worse than the one that came on before. They started out with the Survivor, Eye of the Tiger people. Then they have the band Zebra, which was, I mean, if you're going to call yourself Zebra, come on. And then REO Speedwagon. And the guy, we were in Biloxi, and they couldn't say the word Biloxi. It was just terrible. This was just as weird as anything I'd ever seen. You know, if you're going into rock and roll, you might just want to play your songs. Even though I enjoyed the witnessing part, you don't necessarily have to talk. People don't pay for the spoken word. They like the music part. They could have fitted another song if they hadn't talked so much. Anyway, very, very sweaty night there. And then Saturday was the Luke Bryan concert at the Wharf in Orange Beach. Now, Luke Bryan might be one of the most famous people I've ever met in my life. I've met other big people, like, I guess, Christopher Plummer from The Sound of Music, stuff like that, kind of globally famous, but nobody really is famous as Luke Bryan. And he was also one of the sweatiest people that I've ever met in my life. Did you notice how sweaty he was?
He was dripping sweat from his elbows.
He was very sweaty too. Yep. And I was sweaty, and I was embarrassed to be so sweaty, but then he came in just sweaty. He looked like he just worked in the yard. He did. He looked like he worked. Luke Bryan looked like he worked in the yard and came in and talked to everybody. I don't guess I should say anything else about what he said to us in confidence, should I?
Probably not. It's a secret.
Okay. I can't tell you what he said to us. It was very secretive. Few people there. But there's no point to this other than all I did was sweat. And right now, I'm in this room, in this wonderfully air-conditioned studio, and it feels like it is below freezing. Just because of all the air conditioning has gone up on my list of my favorite inventions. It is I still don't like it as much as toilet paper, but it is right up there, close to toilet paper, on the list of my favorite inventions, the air conditioner. Now, let's see. One thing I did want to tell you about, the most interesting thing that happened to me this weekend was my workout of the weekend. After I saw Luke Bryan, I was driving down Highway 98 in Baldwin County. I was driving, just made it through Magnolia Springs late Saturday night in the darkness, and there was something in the road in front of me, and I couldn't get my car out of the way in time, and I hit an object in the road, and I think it seemed to be like a brick or even a cinder block or something. But when I hit that object, the tire instantly blew, and I was on rim instantly. And had to get off of Highway 98 as quickly as possible. And I was not near any town or anything like this. So it is late at night, had to pull off the side of 98. I was there on a slight incline, and soft, grassy area. And so I went about the business of attempting to change my tire in the dark on the side of Highway 98. And I want to say I'm very proud of all the people there on 98. No one took the risk to be a good Samaritan, because you never know. I could have been a murderer on the side of the road. So no good Samaritan stopping, which was good, because I could have been a serial killer in modern America with an elaborate scheme of a flat. But I got out the jack that came with the vehicle that I drive, jacked the car up on the side of the road in the grass on the incline, got that front end of the car up in the air, and it's right, and I loosened all the lug nuts off the tire. Very excited about this, feeling masculine. I'm a man of advanced years, and I'm changing a tire in the dark on the side of the road. I'm a man. Got the testosterone pumping in my bloodstream. As soon as I pulled the tire to get it off of the vehicle, fell off the jack. Car falls off the jack. Could not get the jack back in a position to get the car up. So I had my peak where I was, I'm a man, still a man. It immediately, completely went the opposite direction. I realized I didn't have the proper tools. I'm not going to be able to change my tire like a man would on the side of the road. I'm going to have to call roadside assistance. I can't tell you, it was so, it's so embarrassing. It is. I come from a generation where you don't leave the house in a car if you don't know how to change the tire. And so I had to call for a different man to come and help with the tire. And they're like, oh, you're on Highway 90 in Baldwin County. We'll see you eventually. Do you have snacks? Are you going to be able to live? So time passes. I'm thinking about my life, reflecting on my life. I'm starting to count all the people going by that didn't fall for this scheme, that didn't want to be good Samaritans. Finally, the guy shows up. He's got all the better tools. Obviously, this is going to go great. Turns out his modern hydraulic tools didn't work very good on the soft, grassy area on an incline. Couldn't get it to work properly. So eventually, to make a stupidly pointless story shorter, we both had to change the tire together, with him using his jack and me using mine. It was like half roadside assistance. I had to help him change my tire. So I got a little bit of my man card back. I don't have the full man card. I've got like a half a man card. Because I required his tools, but we still changed it together. And this young man, he was under the age of 30. He had one of the qualities that a lot of young people have under the age of 30 and that is they don't really know how to talk and have an adult conversation, especially in a business setting. He really wouldn't speak to me until after we got the tire changed. And then he would have a little bit of a talk with me. And anyway, it was a fun Saturday night. Got home a little bit after midnight. Got all that sweat and then the extra levels of sweat from changing the tire. It was just a wonderful weekend, and it put me in a great mood for hosting this show. So I hope I get this would be a great time for the mama calls to come in, I think. All right, hey, I've got to take a time out. Back with more Uncle Henry Show after the break.
A 22-minute drive. Also on Foley Beach Express from Highway 59 to Canal Road, it's a 21-minute drive. Watch for an accident on Highway 29 at Muskogee Road in Cantonment. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baquet.
This report is sponsored by Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. And most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Uncle Henry here to remind you that your home's equity can be used to improve your home, and that could increase your home's value. Investing in a new HVAC system or energy-efficient windows can help you save money now, and it could be attractive to future home buyers. Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union can help you with a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Call them at 251-438-7464 or apply at gulfcoastfcu.org. That's Gulf Coast Federal Credit Union. Loans subject to approval on approved credit. See website for membership details. NMLS number 440571.
High school football fans are counting down to kickoff, and so are we. Make Greer's your go-to destination for all your tailgating favorites. Fresh meats, prepared foods, snacks, drinks, and everything in between. Greer's has you covered with variety and pricing. Here's to a great year for the players, coaches, bands, cheerleaders, fans, and unforgettable Friday nights. From all of us at Greer's, good luck this season. For tailgating and tradition, Greer's got it, we guarantee it.
From the Peden Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electrical Weather Center.
Extremely muggy overnight, lows near 80. Tomorrow, highs close to 100 degrees with a heat advisory for the inland areas and an extreme heat warning for the coastal areas. Heat index could be as high as 110 to 115 on your Tuesday. I'm Fox 10 News Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith of this iHeart Radio station.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Now, here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now.
WNBA has the day off after a busy All-Star weekend. Teams get back into action tomorrow with 5 games on the schedule, including the league best Minnesota Lynx hosting the expansion Toronto Tempo at 8 p.m. Eastern, and the third-place Aces welcoming the expansion Portland Fire to Vegas for a 10 p.m. Eastern contest. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Telephone number 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. News headlines coming up. Telephone number 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hello, Henry. Is this Henry?
Yes, it is.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you?
Doing okay. I don't chime into social media very often as far as Facebook and stuff goes, but I think it was about a week or so ago. I logged in and I saw a friend of mine had posted a video. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it was a video. I think they even did a skit about it on the Nappy Awards of Chastity running around naked at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. Have you seen that video?
I have not seen that video. I've heard about it, but I have not looked at it.
Lord have mercy, man. She said that there was a wasp nest or something up in the car, and she got out of the car and she stripped naked because she was afraid of the wasp stinging her. And then there's a guy running around trying to wrangle her back into the car. Lord have mercy. You got to see it, man. I can't believe you haven't seen it yet.
Well, I have heard about it. You know, people have asked me about it. Now, if I have advanced knowledge of nakedness, I'm not going to look at it. Now, you're chuckling at that, but if I know in advance that somebody's going to be naked, I'm not going to seek out the nakedness.
Yes, sir.
So when people said, "Oh, there's somebody naked," well, I'm not going to look.
My biggest surprise is that they did an actual skit about it for the Nappy Awards or whatever, which is you can watch that because there's not actually nudity, but it shows you what happened with health and nudity. It was with a guy wearing like some kind of a suit or whatnot. But Lord have mercy, only in Mobile, I would like to say. But I just hope to Chastity as well. I know that she was thinking about running for mayor at one point, and yeah, I was just curious about. I love Yunk, and yeah, check out the Nappy Award skit when you get a chance.
But I won't see nakedness. If I look at the skit, I will not see nakedness.
No, sir. It's a guy wearing some kind of a suit of some sort running around, and yeah, it's like an SNL sketch. So it's worth checking out. So All right, brother. All right. Football in about a month. War Eagle. We're gonna take it to the playoffs.
Auburn's going to the playoffs this year.
Oh, yes, sir. Bama's gonna struggle once again, and I can't wait. So, all right, man. War Eagle. Take it easy.
All right, and roll tide to you. I just, the War Eagle. God bless him. God bless him. If there's some way that Auburn, my heart still does go out to Auburn. Has had such struggles that they've even melted my heart. Yes, my heart. The struggles of Auburn have melted my heart. I don't necessarily want them to win national championships or anything, or playoff games or nothing like that, or Iron Bowls. But still, I have to feel sadly and badly for the Auburn fans. I know what it's like to go through rough spots in life. These Shula years were no fun. In fact, the whole Coach Fran years. Yeah, the Coach Fran years were no fun. So I wish for Auburn to do at least better than that. And for Alabama to be Alabama. All right, let's see. I've got to go to news, but let me take another caller before I go to the news. Hello, caller.
Uncle Henry, how are you?
John, you are live on the radio.
Forgive me if my phone is ever cut off without saying bye. I'm not being rude or disrespectful.
Gotcha.
I'm talking out of my truck. But I just wanted to give you and our conservative listeners an FYI. Everyone has to vote on August 11th.
Yes.
This is for the federal seats, District 1 and 2. It's not a primary. And the problem is the districts are gerrymandered so bad that District 2 dips into northern Mobile County and the parts of West Mobile, and not everyone knows what district they're in. So it's kind of confusing. And the way I resolved, because I'm right on the borderline, if you look at the map, that's the way they wrote the maps. But I called 311, which are very helpful. If you have neighbors with West Nile tires in their yard and junk,
yeah,
you can call 311. They'll help you.
Yes.
Or potholes, or at least document it. But I just want to know, ma'am, I'm going to vote August 11th for the most conservative candidate that in each district, or in my district. I don't know what district I am. And at first she was like, well, you're in 6. I go, no, ma'am, not in the city. This is for the federal election. And she said I'm in 1. But everyone needs to know if they're in Mobile County, especially West or Northern Mobile County, which district they're in, because they, might not know who the ballot will obviously be different. So, and it's just kind of confusing. But the turnout is going to be very low turnout, and the House of Representatives is so close. We need to keep both these seats in the Republican hands. 1, I think, will be all right. 2 will be competitive. So I just encourage everyone to make sure they understand what district they're in, and to make sure they vote on August 11th, at least if they're a conservative or Republican.
Well, that is, and I'm glad you said that, because it is. You're right. Turnout will be low. That means you, the listener, if you decide to go vote, your vote will be very powerful. You have a very powerful vote this go round.
Yes, sir. You're exactly right, and that should be a big motivating factor, because it's just in the state, and it's just 4 districts. Just happens to be 1 and 2. But like I said, Mobile County, it dips. You'll have to look at a map.
Okay.
And it's very confusing. It took me some time to understand. It dips. District 2 dips in the northern Mobile County, but I'm at Schillinger and Greenlot. It was borderline from looking at the map. I wouldn't know, but 311 was able to help me, and I was just giving a public service announcement. and encouraging all our like friends to make sure they vote during this election. And hopefully you knew most of what I told you, and you can inform others. But,
yes.
I love your show. I love your show, and I hate when you go on vacation.
Well, thank you. Look, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be going on vacation 2 days at the end of this week, but I'm running out of vacation days, so I'll be here a lot after that. But I will be doing a little vacationing later this week, but after that, I'll be here. I'll be here for you every afternoon after that for the Uncle Henry Show. John, I got to run and get this news break in. I'm late with it, but thank you very much for your phone call, and you're right. We got to go vote on the 11th. Coming back after the break with more Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Auto workers.
They placed historic tariffs on foreign producers and manufacturers, including a 25% tariff on foreign automobiles, something that no other president had the courage to ever do.
Back in Washington, speaking on the Senate floor, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer claims the Trump administration's policies are hurting Americans, not helping them.
Everywhere you look, the Michigan economy is in shambles because of Donald Trump and his actions. So that's your record, Donald. Go ahead and own it.
Some critics blame the president's tariffs for cutting off trade and raising costs for American businesses. America's listening to Fox News.
President Trump is in the Detroit area today, renewing his push to bolster the American auto industry. In a campaign-style speech at the GM Milford Proving Ground in Milford, Trump said he's done more for auto workers than any other president. He said his tariffs targeting foreign autos have boosted domestic production. His visit comes less than 100 days before the midterms and a week before Michigan holds its primaries. 3 people are dead after a chaotic shooting near Seattle's Space Needle last night. It happened during an annual outdoor food festival, and police have a 15-year-old suspect in custody. They are searching for another suspect. 4 others were injured when shots rang out during the Bite of Seattle festival, with the youngest of those victims being just 2 years of age. Seattle police say despite the manhunt for the other suspect, there's no further danger to the general public. Investigators believe the incident started when the 2 suspects began shooting at each other. I'm Chris Coraggio.
And we have some slowdowns developing on the Bayway east on I-10. From I-65 to the Eastern Shore, it's a 22-minute drive. Also on Foley Beach Express, from Highway 59 to Canal Road, it's a 21-minute drive. Watch for an accident on Highway 29 at Muskogee Road in Cantonment. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Anna's here from Mobile Bay Coins and Fine Jewelry. Anna, if I wanted to buy my wife a gift this summer, what do you have for us?
We have a beautiful selection of jewelry, everything from diamonds and brand names. We have chains, necklaces and rings, earrings, you name it, and watches, and the Forever Roses.
You'll find great gifts at Mobile Bay Coins and Fine Jewelry, 2204 Government Street in Midtown Mobile. MobileBayCoins.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-IHEART.
Healthy, beautiful skin starts with the right care. At Advanced Dermatology and Skincare Center, our board-certified dermatologists combine experience with the latest technology to help you achieve your healthiest, most confident look. And this month, you can save $40 on Jeuveau and receive 10% off skin.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. You can also hear me on FM radio on 95 KSJ Monday through Friday, playing today's hottest country. Tomorrow, I'll have your chance to win tickets to see Justin Moore. Justin Moore going to be in concert at the Sanger Theater in downtown Mobile in November. Tickets go on sale Friday. I'll have your chance to win tickets tomorrow in the 11 a.m. hour. Be listening right after 11 o'clock tomorrow on 95 KSJ for your chance to win tickets to see Justin Moore at the Mobile Sanger Theater in November. 251-479-2723, the telephone number to call on the Uncle Henry Show. Let's see who we have here. Hello, caller.
Hey,
hey there,
you. Strawberry.
Who?
This Strawberry. You want to see my bullet hole?
Yes, show us your bullet hole.
I'll show you my bullet hole.
All right, well, I guess that's that. Strawberry. I used to work with a guy named Strawberry at WABB back in the late 80s, early 90s. I don't know what his job description was. He was one of those guys that was hanging around that had a job. We don't know what his job description was, but that's how when he would meet you, he would say, hey, you want to see my bullet hole? And he would pull up his shirt and show a part of his torso that had been shot in. So that was an icebreaker, and it worked for him. Wouldn't work for most of us, but it worked for him. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. Hello, caller.
Hey, brother.
Hey, you are live on the air.
Hey, I'm sorry you had all those problems with your tire. That's terrible.
Thank you very much.
Especially in this weather where it's hot and muggy and stinky and sweaty and just, it's like a swamp.
Well, look, it was taken care of. It was a nice workout. And now I've got a beautiful tire now.
Yeah, this weather reminds me of your fat mother's arm.
All right, stop it, you freak. You're sick. You're sick. You hear a story about an old man trying to fix his tire on the side of the road, and what's your first inclination? It's not to be helpful. It's not to, it's nothing positive. It was an immediate desire to strike out at an older man and try to attack me based on the love that I might have for my mother. Which I do. You're a freak. And you know what? I'm getting together, the people out there at the Revive Church doing that Christian comedy revival. When I'm out there, I'm going to be out there not this Tuesday night, but the following Tuesday night. I'm going to get a group prayer about you. We're going to get out there in agreement on praying that devil out of you, because you need the devil prayed out of you, you freak. Listener, I apologize for the outburst. It's just the people calling in, just wasting all of our time. You know, the country, we're in such a situation in this country and in this world. And instead of discussing solutions together, civilized, the way that we used to on talk radio in this town, there used to be civilized conversations with people calling in, thinking, coming up with ideas, things that we could make the world better. Instead of making the world a better place, you want to make the world a worser place. It's sick. It's, you know what? It would almost be better for that caller to be physically afflicted, because then there might be a pill or something. But what is in that person's mind, there's no telling. It's either a demon or something, some horrible, I don't know what it is. But it's sick. That I do know. It's sick. 251-479-2723, the telephone number to call on the Uncle Henry Show. Let me get to the real world, away from a sleaze bag like the last caller. A man certainly single. You know, he's living a life of no merit, there's no fruit that is borne by his tree. He's got a barren bush. No good fruits to show for his life. Let's move on from that. Let me go to an actual real call to the Uncle Henry Show that shows that somebody's thinking about not just themselves, but the world around them. This voicemail came in this afternoon. Let me go to this person.
Yeah, Henry, did you hear the good news today? You probably didn't hear it, but I happened to see it on the news that Mitch McConnell is back. He's back, and he's planning on rhinoing his way through about another year or two. Yeah, he's going to screw things up as much as he can, as long as he's in there. And he had our very own little Katie Britt standing right by him. Mitch's little girl. Okay. That's our good news. Mitch McConnell.
Sir, thank you. I saw a picture earlier today of Mitch McConnell in a hospital bed or something. I did not realize that he has had an appearance with Katie Britt or something like that. Well, they've said the official news today was that Mitch McConnell is out, but cannot return to work, has much more rehab and stuff like that to go. Look, the guy, he's had a career. He's had a career, but I guess when you can't let go of it, can you? When you're at that point, when you're at the Mitch McConnell level. Or maybe he doesn't want to come back, but all the people that have donated money that he owes through the years want him there for whatever reason. Whatever it is. Yeah, we could use a few less Mitch McConnells in the Senate. But he's as long as he's there, he's there. I don't think you could dynamite him out. The voicemail number 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show. Now, sometime back, I guess it was last week, longtime caller Buford was telling a story about people hitting goats on Dolphin Island Parkway. We're talking about roadkill, which is an important topic here in Mobile County for public safety purposes. Just knowing about roadkill. And I wondered how many times goats are hit on Dolphin Island Parkway, and I believe that Buford had an answer for me.
Andy, there's Hayes, Buford. Henry, in reference to goats getting run over on the parkway, the most recent one, a buddy of mine, Henry, was traveling northbound on DIP, just crested the summit of Dog River Bridge, and as he was coming on down and got off the bridge, he had a pretty good bit of speed pulled up, and the man just blam ran over a daggum goat. I mean, like a goat, like off cartoons with the horns and everything. And he had
like in a cartoon. That's where we are in modern America. We don't raise our own cattle anymore, so you know your farm animals from cartoons now.
I mean, like a goat, like off cartoons with the horns and everything. And he had turned around after he'd run over it to harvest the goat. Them are good eating. And as he came back around to where he hit that goat, the goat owners was out there, and he stopped and apologized for running over their goat. And they were all understanding, said, yeah, he got out. There was nothing you could do. He was out in the middle of daggum DIP and, in the middle of traffic. But Henry, the most humorous goat getting run over on the Parkway story was it's been back in the mid to late 80s.
Should I be surprised that there are goat roadkill anecdotes available?
Humorous goat getting run over on the Parkway story was it's been back in the mid to late 80s. But I was in grade school, and a good friend of mine, still friends with this boy today, and his mother was bringing him to school. We were going to Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic School right there on Boykin Boulevard.
Yes.
And they were running late, and they always ran late because they lived way down in the Foul River area. And so had a little old Nissan Sentra skint back. And she was coming back right by where Driftwood neighborhood starts. Some old billy goat jumped the fence and lowered his head and at a full gallop head-butted that Nissan Sentra. Henry, it totaled out the Nissan Sentra. Nobody was injured except for the goat. The goat did not survive the incident. But my buddy said it was the craziest thing he'd ever seen. Man, that goat lowered its head with his horns and I took off at a full speed. I reckon he figured that little white Nissan Sentra was was some sort of other goat that had invaded his space, and he was going to show him who was boss. But I tell you what, that Nissan Sentra showed him who was boss, but the Nissan Sentra didn't. Neither the Nissan Sentra nor the goat survived the incident. I mean, he tore that whole front end of that car completely up. Had to be towed and totaled.
All right.
And Henry, that was a 1980-something Nissan Sentra. You know, they made them a lot better than they do the cars nowadays. But anyway, Henry, I've seen all kinds of critters getting run over in the parkway. Somebody ran over an alligator not too long ago, but that's kind of normal when the high tide hits.
And then the voicemail cut him off. Buford, thank you for telling me that. It's people need to know that they should not challenge a goat when driving a Nissan Sentra, because you might need the car to get to work or something. You don't want to get your car totaled taking on a goat. All right, thank you for that. Voicemail number 251-216-1976. Back after the break. The Uncle Henry Show. We have news headlines coming up in just a few minutes, like 3 minutes from now. News headlines coming up, and then there's more Uncle Henry Show. Now, on the Discovery Channel, it is Shark Week. And I'm going to interview some lady that is she's a marine conservationist that is going to be on the Discovery Channel tonight. She's got some new documentary tonight on the Discovery Channel about mako sharks. I think there were rumors, they'd heard rumors for years that there were some gigantic mako sharks off the coast of Southern California, 15 to 20 foot mako sharks. And so this woman, her name is Kendall Berna. Kendall Berna. I'm not a regular Shark Week viewer, but people that like Shark Week may remember this lady because I think she's been involved with Shark Week before. So anyway, she's done a documentary film about these alleged giant mako sharks off the coast of California. And I'm going to talk to her coming up in the next segment of the Uncle Henry Show about big sharks. That and more coming up next on News Radio 710 WNTM.